How's everybody doing this evening?
Well, that. Okay, thank you.
I'm back.
Glad to know you all too. All right, how are you?
Oh, back.
Bad. Everybody, please talk to mute your phones. All right, are you here from Chicago?
I'm here.
Okay, could you do that prayer from Yanun loud and clear for us?
You pray by Amun-Rayay, authored by Panther Yanun. The cook saduk be Amun-Rayay. Unabad Momalduhu. Umadayadhu. Umuzerhu li Panan Zaman Wakat. Panther Yanun. Kalal Hamadat Ated Le Amun-Rayay. Nepal Shalil Pa Patat Wupata. Anuke Nuwapu. I trust by way of Amun-Rayay and his master teachers and his papyri and his warner for this day and time, Panabab Yanun. All praises are for Amun-Rayay, overseer of the heavens and the earth. I am Nuwapian.
Thank you. All right, Zybe, are you here from Texas?
Yes, sir, I'm here, Messiah.
I wonder if you could loud and clear explain to people what you've been experiencing today.
Yes, sir. Well, I'm currently driving and this phone is at 1%, but I explain as much as possible before it cuts off.
Very good.
Well, earlier I called the Messiah previously because I'm turning 19, and I'm explaining on the experiences I've been having with these Canaanites, these lepers. I've been going through hell. So, for example, I was... is it still going?
Hello?
Oh, okay. I thought it disconnected. No, I was going through hell with the lepers, and so I was on my laptop just doing research and like doing research on the scrolls, and I found a website with the holy tablets and just looking at that. And whenever it's quiet, I didn't play no music all day. She starts yelling out, "Nigger!" I'm like, please don't let this be true. I hear it once. Then I hear it twice. And I'm talking to one of the brethren that I live with and just play, like, hoping to play it off. And the last time it's like, "Nigger," on the top of her lungs. And so when that happens, I tweak. It's cold outside. But I don't even think about no shirt. I go straight outside. I just put my Crocs on and go straight outside and knock on the door. And when I go to knock on the door, she said, "Is that bitch-ass nigger at my door?" Oh, man, did I tweak? I said, "Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's us, and we got something for you. Oh, yeah, we got something for you." And they didn't know. I didn't know so many people, like, were standing with me. Well, at the end of the day, her husband was finna get whooped. Like, there were 16 people outside, but the thing that said there was my pregnant mother. Because, like, when she came around, then that's when he stepped inside. But it was the neighbors.
I want you to do something for me, son. Don't buy into it again like that. Don't let them seduce you into coming to them speaking violently.
Right.
Because, you know, the way the system is set up now, they can shoot you and don't do any time. What I really wanted you to explain to people is what you went through with the craft.
And that part. And so I was after that, like later on in the day, I just went to my mother's house to receive, like, I think she had just a cake for me. And I was just chilling. And I had like an urgent, like an emotional feeling. And I just knew I had to be somewhere. And I just got up and left, and I was like, I just felt like I was in a rush. And when I was leaving, I know how to leave from my mother's house, but for some reason I was getting confused. I ended up in a place I ain't never been before and where I was located. And I know where I'm located, but where I was at a dead end. And my mind, it told me like I was supposed to go back to mom's. That was the excuse to go back to mom's. Right when I stopped to go back to mom's, like, turn around right here. I turned around urgently. Right as I turned around, and before that, I was just saying like Arabic words, and I was saying Muhammad Rasulullah. I was just practicing like Arabic, like just in my head, just the words I did know, like La ilaha, like as I was driving, and then I just started feeling like, you know, just the love, the surge of love.
And what did you see? Hey, you still there, Zybe? I know he was all excited a few minutes ago. He called me while he was looking at him. He saw the craft right over his car as a bright light. He started crying and everything. I had to calm him down. and let him know that was a good thing. It was not anything to cry about. But he was very emotional about it. And I want you all, too, to put on your psychological seatbelts and prepare for direct contact, because it will be coming to you soon. All right. Now, who was that first spiritual experience they'd like to share with the rest of us?
Yeah, I have one that I have.
Rahul back.
It's okay. I'm in Saint-Vincent at the moment, but a few weeks ago I was in UK, and I did go to Western Union, and as I'm getting my card out, some Asian guy to pay for the transaction, some Asian guy, he came, I turned it the wrong way, he came and tried to take it and help me. So I said, no, could you just leave it and I'll do it myself. I'm quite capable. And then he got a bit offended. I said, you don't need to get offended. I said, I didn't ask for help. I appreciate it, but I really don't. And as I looked in his eyes like reptilian eyes.
What did his eyes look like?
Reptilian.
All right, okay. Right.
It was I don't know whether it was. I wasn't sensing that help. And as I looked up, I realised why I wasn't sensing it. It's not genuine. I said, please don't be fake about it. Please don't be fake, because appreciate.
Right. I want you all to be cognizant of the fact.
I said, sorry.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I couldn't understand why he was offended, because if he was genuine, he wouldn't have got offended.
Well, that was because his nature was negative. But I want you all to be aware of the fact that the devil and his agents can perceive you from which you perceive them not. Right? You're just beginning to wake up. You follow me? But they've been interacting with you all the time. You just didn't recognize it. But the more conscious you become, the more aware of them you become. But they're hypersensitive about you, because I want you all to understand something about us and this group. We are like Wakanda. If anybody saw that picture about the Africans with that special power, the Wakanda, or like the X-Men.
Black Panther.
Yeah, the Black Panther. We're like that. The Black Panther and X-Men. Are you following me? We all are developing supernatural, superhuman powers and abilities. If they're aware of it, they see it coming, and the year 2000 is long gone. So their time has passed up. So they're terrified. And they're dying faster than they're being born. You follow me? So they're looking for any provocation to try to harm you all. So be careful about that, okay?
Yeah. I kind of was smart with going.
Okay, you kind of say it again.
Go ahead. Did you want the one of the did you want one of the Peter Light ones?
Okay, I can hear you all talking. Does anybody have a question they'd like to ask another one? Or a spiritual experience they'd like to share?
And I didn't even realise I was doing. I just said, can you just, and he went backwards. What I said, kind of like a protection, I felt kind of, you know what I mean? I felt kind of threatened.
But you are all right, though, I hope. You are all right, though, right?
Yes, I'm fine, but I just didn't intend for it to come so intense. But when I said, back away, put my hands out,
I follow you, but I keep my hand over you all. I want y'all to know. I do keep my hand over you all. You hear me?
He got him quite surprised.
Thank you, Messiah.
It kind of shocked me.
Oh, yeah. I do keep my hand over you all, Cheryl, so don't ever forget it. You're never alone, right? And?
That's Ann.
Okay, and don't forget, I keep my hand over you all, so you're never alone, okay? I want you to rest and be assured of that, okay?
Yeah, it's kind of scary because there's a few of those type of demons about on the prowl that
Yeah.
I've encountered.
They were always there, but now you're much more aware of them now, that's all.
Yeah, I'm more aware. I never was to that extent before, but now
Because
I'm really
your third eye is beginning to open up again. You're becoming much more sensitive in the spiritual sense.
Very
As human
sensitive,
beings,
yeah.
we naturally have 5 senses: see, hear, feel, smell, taste, and touch. But now you're beginning to gain random access to your 4 higher senses, which are telepathy, intuition, psychometry, and clairvoyance. Are you following me? And those senses are beginning to come to the fore. They're coming to the front, and you're becoming a lot more spiritually sensitive about things. But know this: because they can see you doesn't mean that they can harm you or touch you or hurt you. Because you're vibrating on a frequency now. As long as you deal with us in this frequency we're in, for example, and you've moved stars with me before, haven't you?
Yes, I have.
Okay. Now, when you move stars, you think you're doing that with your physical body or with your spiritual, your higher self?
Higher self.
Exactly. So when you're doing that with your higher self, you're vibrating on a frequency that physical beings can't touch you because you're not vibrating on a physical density level. You follow?
Follow.
That's right. Just like you can't touch the stars physically, can you? No, the arms are not that long. Well, that means that nothing physical can touch you when you're in that frequency mode. So be calm and don't let things frighten you, okay? Because the thing with fear is it's just like you take, if a baby's on the windowsill and falls off a 3-story ledge into a flower bed, most of the time they'll just bounce and they'll come out. They won't be harmed at all. But an adult, if they fell off out of a 3-story window, they'll probably break a lot of things. You follow me? Because what happens is, because of fear, they get tense, and when they do, they get very rigid. You follow? And they tense up, and they break legs and arms and hips and all that. You follow? Maybe their neck. Because of fear, right? So I'm cautioning you all against being frightened, because there's nothing for you to fear right now. There are 2 worlds here. And what's happening is that light workers, and I'm one of them, have been sent here to separate the sheep from the wolf, right? So we're parting the good from the evil in the earth. And a prime example is Donald Trump and that MAGA movement. And then when you all were on Facebook and different things, they started talking about metaverses and alternate realities and AI, all these things. But what they're talking about, a lot of times they refer to it as Earth 1 and Earth 2. While you all are moving into Earth 2, you're moving on to the battlefield of the soul. And probably half of the population, roughly, they're being left behind on Earth 1. With the physicality, the evil, the jealousy, the fear, the hatred, and all that. You follow what I mean? And it's not because of their race or anything, because there are black devils that are, just as evil as the rest of them. So be aware of that and don't fall into that trap. But the thing is that even in your family, you're going to find out in your friends and social circles and on jobs and in school, you're going to find, like Zyrie found out tonight, that these people are becoming, in other words, everything that's inside of everybody, because of the frequency and because of the shift, people are turning inside out. Listen to what I'm telling you. They're turning inside out, so that whatever is in people is coming on the outside of them. So that if there's good inside of people, that's coming out and you can see it and feel it. But if it was evil in there, that's coming out, and you can see and feel that too. It's becoming more prominent and evident, right? Because there was a time, maybe 30 years ago, when you were in the winter of your spiritual life still, in the winter of your spiritual life. So it was no different than if you were walking with your child through a park in the wintertime, and they asked you, Mama, Daddy, what kind of tree is that? And you were confused about the question because the tree was bare. There was no leaves or fruit or anything on it to identify it. And you told them, say, well, I don't know what the trees are because the winters and all the leaves and fruit are gone. But now you're in the summer or in the spring of that spiritual life, and that thaw is coming in. And now you can start judging the trees. You can see the trees by the fruit they bear because they're bearing leaves, and you can see that they're oak trees or apple trees or whatever, because you can judge the tree now by the fruit it bears. Because what was once inside of trees is coming out. So you know every man by their marks now. And you can see and feel the evil. They don't recognize that there's any difference, but you can see it. You follow? Because that winter is over with. That fall is in. And the rays of the sun are heating up, and many of you are experiencing that heat. Even though you have a cold snap right now, it was over 77 to 80 degrees here in Georgia in January, just maybe a week ago. Are you following me? So understand that heat is out, and this is the sun cycle, definitely. And what was inside of people now is coming on. What was inside of them is coming outside now. So you're going to be able to tell the good from the evil is becoming more prominent in the earth. The separation is becoming more evident. You follow what I mean? The lines are being drawn. And it's like we're lined up at two train stations. And the trains on the left are steady pointing down, like a bullet train. They're driving down. And the ones on the right, they're separating from the ones on the left. The gap is getting wider, and we're ascending and raising up. You follow me, star movers? That is the dimensional shift.
Wow.
And for them on the left, they're experiencing wars and rumors of wars, floods and earthquakes in diverse places, mother against daughter, father against son. They're experiencing all of the things that were prophesied in the book of Revelation and much more. Because now the light at the end of your tunnel is a beautiful spiritual experience, but the light at the end of their tunnel is an oncoming train. You follow me?
Yes.
So they're headed for the house of pain.
Roll back.
Rahubat, because quicksand is their carpet over hell right now. Go ahead. Rahubat, son.
Amun, I got a question.
And I'll do my best.
Amun, about the planet is speeding up. Is Antarctica is melting into?
Yes. The poles are melting because of the sun cycle. And that has other effects on the planet. Because as these large ice sheets and icebergs melt, that raises the water table, right? And what happens when these icebergs break off, and Japan is aware of it, in Japan, they send out large ships, and they hook up these icebergs and drag them all the way back to Japan and use them for fresh water. Are you following me? But these are large sheets of ice. One just broke off of Greenland recently that was bigger than the state of Rhode Island. That's a lot of ice, right? And as it melts, that's fresh water that's descending down into the ocean. In the ocean, you have deep pitch water streams, like channels of brine water or salt water that circumambulate the planet, right? So that all that cold water is like on a conveyor belt that goes around the Cape of Good Hope and around Africa and Australia and all these South America and all these warm climates, and that cold water was keeping the atmosphere kind of balanced or temperate, right, to regulate the heat. But now that this fresh water is going down in those conveyor belts, it's washing out the brine, heavy salt water, and replacing it with that cold water that's starting to warm up, acclimating to the climate. And so what's happening is that's exacerbating or quickening the heating process, because there's no longer having that cold water circulating around like a reverse thermal to keep the planet regulated. So that's increasing the heat. And as the heat rises, the ice melts, and the water, like I said, is getting deeper, so that it's reclaiming a lot of the land on all the shores of all the continents. All your land masses, people that live on the coastal areas, are experiencing a lot of water damage and floods if you've been watching the news, right? And you have to understand that the earth is very porous. There are a lot of underground tributaries and cracks in the earth. So this deepening water is going into those underground rivers, and it's washing away the dirt and the soil from under streets and what have you, so that there are a lot of buses and cars that drive, and they're falling through the streets. Are you following me? And you find it in a lot of places like Florida especially, that they have these sinkholes. You know, people are laying asleep in their bed and they wake up and then fell 50 feet through the ground, and the emergency people are trying to get them out, and sometimes they do and sometimes they can't reach them. Are you following me? Because the earth is being compromised by these strong currents of water under it that's displacing the soil beneath your feet, right? And another thing it's doing is because that temperature is rising, it's causing the air currents to speed up, and that's causing more storms, and it's drying out all the herbage and vegetation that's making you more susceptible to fires, such as in California, wildfires, right, and things like that. And they're superheating the earth, and it's cracking the earth. You know, it makes it expand with the heat. Then when it cools off or rains, it contracts. So it's causing all of these, like the fault lines, like San Andreas, to become active, and you get more earthquakes. Are you following what I'm saying? And the storms, the tornadoes and hurricanes are getting much more powerful and much more destructive. You follow? And yes,
I watched that. Santa Cruz is going on it too.
On the what now?
A place called Santa Cruz. Yes.
Where's that, California?
Yeah, it's right on the grid of the jaw, the belly. It's breaking the bridges and massive water too.
That's right. And it won't be long before the state of California breaks all the way off and drifts off into the ocean under the water. Yeah. I lived there 17 years. I know. I didn't experience earthquakes like that till I was there, and I used to wake up in the morning on the floor, and they would knock me out of the bed, you know. And Panther told me to be out of there by 1988, and I did what he told me. I moved back home to New Orleans to my own home. But then the floods and the hurricanes got after me there, so then he told me to move to Georgia, and I did that. You follow me? So you all have to learn to follow instructions in these days to keep yourself safe. You do have spiritual guides. Thousands of years ago, the Indian tribes and other people, indigenous people, had visitations from extraterrestrial beings that when this catastrophe came, they would guide them underground and in various places, pick them up in crafts and take them away. But they protected the ones that they had feelings for and emotions for. And that's why we're here. I love you all, and I'm going to protect you, okay? It was Panther that said that his Amun-Rayay has been protecting all of us since the year 2000. That's a fact, all right?
We love you. Thank you, Amun.
I love you.
Thank you, Amun.
Okay.
Thank you so much,
Kim,
Messiah.
I love you. And Kim, if you're sending me that testimony, are you sending it to me? Kim. Are you sending a testimony, son? Because I'm not receiving it. Maror, are you here? Terry T, are you here? Baton Rouge.
Yeah, Raul.
I'm back here, Mr.
I got a question too.
Okay, that's you, Kim. All right, who has that next question?
Hey, Raul back. I got one I've been thinking about. Oh. All right. I was thinking about Nelson Mandela. I know he went to prison for 27 years. And I thought he got out, of course, and became the first black president of South Africa. But according to the Mandela effect, he died in prison. So I'm trying to figure out what actually happened to Nelson Mandela. He's
Both
still
of those
alive
things
now,
happened. Both of those things happened.
Huh?
Both of those things happened. Both of those things are true. So what it is that I told you there's a split happening in the earth, right? So people on Earth 1, the ones that are being left behind, for them the reality unfolded thus. Nelson Mandela was arrested and locked up on Robbins Island in penitentiary, and he died in penitentiary. For those of you that belong to Earth 2 and emerging and transforming into spiritual beings, he was released from penitentiary and then later was elected president of South Africa, replacing de Klerk. You follow me?
Mm-hmm. Now, is he still alive now?
No, he died naturally. He died naturally, eventually, yes.
Oh, okay. And another question I want to find out. Sometimes I talk with Christians or debate with Christians, they try to tell me something, and I try to prove them wrong on stuff. Anyway, is there anything in the Bible that says Cain and Abel had wives? I know we know they had wives, but do the Bible say anything about them having any wives?
No, and that's what makes the Bible a dangerous book. That's what makes the Bible a dangerous book, because it's misleading in many, many ways, and that's one of them. So, for those of you that are not aware, the question he's really asking is he's trying to get Christians to reflect on the fact that there are all these multitudes of people in the world, but where did Cain and Abel get their wives from? Because there's no mention of them in the Bible. There are many questions that go unanswered in the Bible. One of them is that Cain, after he slew Abel, was afraid when he was cast out the garden that whenever he ran into people that they would kill him because of what he did to his brother. He committed the first murder, right? But the question is where did these people that he was afraid would kill him come from? Since it was only supposed to be Adam and Eve and Cain and Abel. Well, he was afraid of the people in the land of Nod, the reptilians, right? And the fallen angels were here already. So the Bible is inaccurate. You follow me? And misleading in many, many ways. But the problem is that people, far too many people, erroneously keep believing in it and running behind it, pursuing it. And they're desperately clinging onto that lie. And unfortunately, those people are going to belong to Earth 1 and get trapped and experience all those tragedies and death and all these horrible things that these people are going to experience that are left behind. You follow me? Watch the movie Left Behind. Parts 1, 2, and 3. People that cling on to things like religion, right? Christianity in itself is two words. That's Antichrist. It's obvious that it's crooked. It's overtly crooked on the surface. And when you get tired and bored about it, just Google King James, people that have committed cannibalism in the Bible, and it's going to take you to about 30 places in the Bible where their God is telling them to eat their children and one another up. Are you following me? And that's not positive.
Cool.
Right. And in the pictorial Bibles, everybody in the book is painted as Caucasians, right? And that makes no logical sense at all. Because they're saying to you religiously that God is omnipresent, meaning he's everywhere at the same time. And we all know that everywhere is black. It's pitch black. The universe is pitch black. And he had to say, let there be light, but he never said, let there be darkness. So if blackness is everywhere, I don't care if it's 12 o'clock high noon in the middle of August. No matter how fast you run, when you stop, you're going to see that black shadow is still with you. Are you following what I'm saying? So you never, you can't get rid of blackness. And this lie about a woman was created from the rib of a man is totally frivolous and foolish on the face of it. Because a man doesn't have anything in his anatomy that would say that he had fallopian tubes or any of the anatomy parts that make women different from men. Are you following me? Not to mention that women have XX chromosomes, men have XY chromosome, and that Y is a broken X, so they have less genetic material. That's why men have nipples, but they don't have mammary glands. And women are capable of internal and external orgasms because they have a small penis called the clitoris. And they can have internal vaginal orgasms as well. While men are only capable of external orgasms, right? So he's obviously missing things. But you have to know that gender is not really a factor because before we came here, we were all spiritual beings. And in the spirit, you all were total beings as light beings. You weren't male or female of that polarity, but you were both, right? But when you came to the realm of opposites, you had to choose a gender. Whether you wanted to be male or female, you chose that, and you chose your parents, and you chose a lot of things dependent upon the life lessons you needed to learn specifically, right?
That's right.
That's right.
That's right.
You made your own choice. And as far as fear of death, get that out your mind because you came here of your own will when you got ready, and you will leave when you get ready. That's right.
Amun, I have a quick question.
I'll do my best.
I recall listening to some of Dr. York's old tapes, and he had said that there's states of existence that we can't comprehend as mortals at this time. So when he says things like the jinn is created from a smokeless fire, does he mean it's just a negative pocket within Paut? I always picture it as is there's a canvas and the positive energy that resides out in the galaxy is what the agreeable, I guess you would say.
Okay, it's not pockets of it. This is a result of free will that we have, right? And smokeless fire is the fire that's kindled by the Most High that rises above the hearts. And a physical example of that would be if you had two sisters that went to school and they were both studious. But one had dreams of becoming a pharmacist, but they were both interested in drugs and pharmacy. But the other chose another direction. She wanted to be a drug dealer. And they were both successful in their prospective trades. But one day, the woman that turned out to be the doctor, she just happened to ran across the sister that was a heroin dealer. And they met up and started talking, kicking it about old times, this, that, and the other. And then when she turned, because she had an appointment, the drug dealer, the heroin dealer, stopped and said, "Sister, here," and flipped her a $20 bird of heroin. And the doctor, trying to be hip and let her know that she was up with game and she was with it and this, that, and the other, unfolded and snorted the heroin, right? And she felt an instant sense of euphoria. So when she walked back to her Mercedes-Benz, her feet felt like they wouldn't even touch the ground, right? And when she drove away and went to work, everything was normal again. But as life and fate would have it, a couple of months later, she ran into her friend again. The same conversation ensued. And when she turned around to walk away, the same thing happened. She flipped her another $20 bird. And she snorted and, of course, felt elated again, got high the same way. Well, she ran into her for a third time. They had the same conversation. But this time when she walked away, she was waiting for her to call her back, but it didn't happen. Right? So she turned around and said, "Did you forget something?" She said, "No. This is how I make my money." You know what I mean? We cool, sis, but, you know, and the doctor was offended by that. You know, she said, "Well, you know, the kind of money I make, that's nothing, girl." And she broke out hundreds and said, "Give me about 10 of them things. That's nothing to me. I got money." And she started snorting it more and more, and she found out something about the drug. It was a smokeless fire. In other words, it didn't burn like a match, but one of the attributes of fire is that it's all-consuming, right? And as long as it has some fuel, it's going to continue to burn. So you can take one match and burn down a whole city. As long as it has fuel, wood and paper and chemicals like gas, as long as it has something to burn on or combust, it's going to keep on consuming, right? Mm-hmm. And but this is a smokeless fire that we're talking about, because after a while she found out that she had to have twice as much of this drug to feel the same thing that she had before, twice as much, right? And as time passed, she kept going back. She found out that it wasn't, you know, through her nose, it wasn't really hitting her bloodstream fast enough. So she started using it intravenously, right? And then what was like a $50 a day habit turned into like a $300 a day habit just to get the same feeling she got off a $20 bird the first time. And pretty soon, she couldn't even go to work because her habit was driving her so hard she was hawking and stealing things, even from her parents' TVs and cars were going in the pond. And the next thing you know, she was walking the street, lint all in her hair, rumpled clothes, hygiene not right, doing anything, literally, for money, including robbery and horrible things. And she had become consumed by the drug. Now, you couldn't see no smoke coming up off of her, O'Dani, but I'll tell you this, she was on fire, you understand? She was consumed by the fires of hell, the smokeless fire that rises above the heart. You hear me? And just one thought could burn 50 or 60 acres a week. You can see what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a smokeless fire, but it was consuming her. And it was roaring just like any fire. If you set a house on fire, the heat from it, she was burning just like that. But there was no blister to bubbled skin or any smoke or any outside, you know what I mean? But that was the smokeless fire. And that's the fire that the gin has, right? They call it raising a kundalini. For example, Danny, if you playing basketball with a friend and you're a better player than him, but he's got a big ego, and you'll play to 21 and you keep beating him in the game over and over again, you know, he could get jealous and mad, and you go up to make a dunk shot, and he might elbow you in your side on the way down. And you look at him, you think to yourself, "Nigga, are you crazy?" And he look at you like, "Oh, no, bro, you know it was an accident. I wouldn't do that on purpose." You know what I mean, right? But this stuff keeps happening 2 or 3 times more until and then what happens, you start getting mad and your breathing changes. You start breathing heavier and hotter, your nostrils get flat and wide, and your temperature raises. Your kundalini, you start getting hot. That samoon, that hot wind start raising up in you. You understand? Mm-hmm. This nigga made you hot. You understand what I'm talking about? Mm-hmm. That's right. That's a smokeless fire, O'Dani.
Okay, yeah, thank you.
All right. I
Hey,
love
Moon,
you.
I have a question.
Yes, I'll do my best.
Is it possible to contact loved ones who have passed on?
Yes, it's possible, and it's almost inevitable. When a loved one passes, if they're very close to you, they usually will come to you within 24 hours. And now what happens is if your mother or somebody comes to the foot of your bed, a lot of times people, because they're confused through religion and they're taught to be afraid of certain things, that you panic. And they, through the adrenaline, they sense your fear and they turn around and go back, right?
Right.
But they simply want to contact you to try to convey to you that they're doing fine and everything is all right. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
But because we've been programmed to believe that something like ghosts or something to fear and what have you, a lot of times you break that contact with the spiritual realm. But yes.
Is that true? Is it true even if they reincarnated again, that you still be able to contact them?
If they reincarnated again?
Yes.
Yes. Well, see, the thing is that after 24 hours, 48 hours, the visitations become further and further apart, because you have to realize usually when people die naturally, they're a lot older, right? So that your grandparents, for example, your grandparents, for example, in their 60s and 70s and 80s, when you really look at it, everybody that they knew as friends and family, they know more people on the other side than they do on this side. Do you understand what I'm saying? They have more invested in the others, in the spiritual side, than they do in the physical side. So the spiritual beings over there are calling them. You hear me? Yeah. So eventually, while you want to talk to your mother and your grandmother, your mother and grandmother want to talk to their mother and grandmother. Do you understand? They want to go fishing with their uncle and what have you. They want to go with them. They have a stronger pull. And it's not because they don't love you, but they get preoccupied with the other people on the other side. Do you hear me?
Yes. Sure.
All right.
Look, my name is Bryce.
Where is the other side?
Okay. I'm sorry. Did you have?
Yeah, I was asking, where is the other side?
The other side is right here. The spiritual realm runs directly parallel to the physical realm. It's just like when you're looking at your clock. You have 60 seconds and 60 spaces in between each tick. For every tick, there's a top on your clock or your watch. Even though the devil in his shrewdness, because time was running out for him, they devilishly figured out a way to subtly remember the time, especially you older people, when you go in your grandmother's house and you used to buy Timex watches, and all the watches and clocks used to go tick, 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 tock. Remember that? But all of a sudden, all the clocks and watches are what? Quiet. Now you have to ask yourself, how did these slick demons do that? But that's just to put you on alert that the devil is a stealthy and slick creature, a slithery creature, sneaky. They took all the tick and tock out the clocks and watches so you wouldn't remember what time it was. They wanted you to forget that their time is up. But know this, that when you get sick, for example, you go to the hospital, the nurse will take and put her fingers on your wrist, remember? And she'll look at her watch while she's doing it. Why is she doing that? Because she's calibrating your heart pumping, your heartbeats, to the universe. Because they beat every second, right? And if it's going too fast, your pulse is racing, then she knows that's not natural, it's not normal. Are you following what I mean?
Sure.
Right. So they want you out of time with that. But understand that the spiritual realm is not on the tick, it's on the top. It lies directly adjacent to the physical plane, and it's the space in between the ticks. Just like in music, you have a rest and a beat, a rest and a beat. The spiritual realm is on the rest. The beat is where the music is that you hear, right? So the spiritual realm is right here with the physical realm, but it lies directly adjacent to it. So they're not separated except in frequency. Are you following me?
Follow.
Right. That means you can't see them or touch them in a physical way. Just like Ann was saying, we were talking about the stars, and she said, yeah, she moves stars while she's with me. And I asked her, did she do that physically? She said, no, I do it spiritually. Well, that's what I'm saying. Once you recognize that walking with us as one of the 144,000, you're doing things spiritually now. And that's why it's so important and imperative that every time I say let's move stars or exercise the spiritual, participate. Because you need to exercise muscles, spiritual muscles that have atrophied over time. You have to build them up again. You follow me? So don't hold back on performing those miracles. You have to learn how to control these things again. Because you know that when you're operating out of that frequency, out of the spiritual realm, when you're moving stars spiritually, that means you're on a spiritual vibration, right? And if you can't touch the stars, if you can't touch the stars physically, that means nothing physical can touch you.
That's right.
Now, even if they can see you, they can't touch you. That's what I was trying to tell Ann. Don't be afraid, because even if they see you, they can't really hurt you. You understand? Because you're on the same planet, but you're in a different world.
That's right. Yeah, that's true. Sure. Yeah, I can add one small thing to that. It's like a television. You got a whole lot of different channels on TV, but you only tune into one of them. So, and the rest is still going on. You can't see those because you're not.
But they are playing. Every channel is still. That's right. Every channel on TV is playing, but only the one you tuned into is you can see it. Is viable to you, right? So when you tune into us, to the 144,000 and the Messiah and the 144,000, you're tuning into a spiritual frequency, a higher frequency. And that's not the channel that they're on, because they vibrate on much lower frequencies, much distant frequencies. It's just like when I told you about water, H2O, at room temperature, it's a liquid that's affected by gravity. When you stick it in a tray in the freezer, it slows down the vibrations, and it coagulates and congeals till it turns into a solid like teeth and bones, that if you drop it, it's affected by gravity. But if you take that same H2O in a solid form called ice, put it in a pot on the fire, on the highest fire on the stove, it'll eventually start melting because of the heat. And then when it completely liquefies, if you keep the fire on, it's going to start vibrating violently. You say it's going to be rolling or tumbling, but it's vibrating faster and faster, and the liquid will start converting into a spirit that you call steam. It's like a ghost, isn't it? Like when we talked about ghosts earlier. So it becomes spiritual, like a ghost. And if you leave the fire on long enough, it'll be completely empty pot. So I say, where's it at? You say it's gone, it's no more. It's all gone, but that's not possible for you to get nothing from something. It's only energy in transit. So when you turn the fire off and let the kitchen cool and the water condensate in little droplets on the walls, floors, and ceiling, that if you could conceivably scrape it back up and gather it back into an ice tray and put it in the freezer, you can slow down the vibrations and turn it back into solid teeth and bones or ice again. Don't you understand? And this is how angels ascend and descend up and down Jacob's ladder, which is your spinal column. Because the angelic being in you is that light that's inside of you, right?
Right.
So they can control.
Because that man that the Most High said, I'm about to create, when he gathered the grand assembly of angels, and he said, I'm about to create a man of sonically a black mud fashioned in this shape. when I had made complete his form, and then blown into him into his nostrils of my breath, or spirit, ruach, soul, you will then all fall down and prostrate or pray to that man. That was me. But he blew that same breath, the breath of the Most High is in every man and woman that comes into the world. That same light is inside of you. You hear me? He really shares and you become, right? Except for those that deny that light in the spiritual realm, and those are the ones that's in earth one. You follow me? That's why you all know that you have an inner being. You have an inner hearing, an inner seeing, an inner hearing, and an inner sight. Like I said, you're in a room right now, but you can't see past the floors, walls, and ceilings. But if you close your physical eyes, you can see your car parked outside, can't you? With your eyes closed.
That's right.
That's right. Now, which eye are you using then?
You unlimited.
You're using your all-seeing eye, or the eye of all, the eye of God. Because God is inside of you. That's the light, the true light that lights the heart of every man and woman that comes in the world. That's the light that shines in the darkness, and the darkness comprehends it not, meaning you God, but you forgot it. He dwells in the temple, all right, but it's not a building down the street. The temple is the place on the side of your head next to your ears. And your eyes are windows to the soul. God is inside of you.
Overstand.
He's the one that makes you maintain a constant body temperature, 98.6. So if you live in Canada or Norway and it's below zero outside, and you out there, you still maintain a constant body temperature, 98.6, regardless of how cold it is in your surroundings. Because he's that fire inside of you that keeps your body temperature regulated, don't you see?
I follow.
But devils don't believe in God, right? They say, when you ask them, do you believe in God? The honest ones will say, no, I don't believe in him. And then you have to smile to yourself and say, oh, you don't believe in him, but he's a him. You got a gender, but you don't believe, nigga, please. Even a fool, an idiot is mad, and so the screen is real. But the reason why the devil is trying to block their mind to the reality of the Most High is because they've already figured out that if they know he's real and admit it to themselves, then they have to yield to him and submit and obey his commands. Do you understand?
Right.
And devils don't, they're rebellious. They do not want to obey. You hear me?
Right.
Yes.
So there's none so blind as he or she who what? Refuses to see.
That's right.
And they don't want to see that. They don't want to see no stars moving. They don't want to see God. They don't want to see that. They don't want it to get down there and that clear to them. Do you understand?
Overstand.
Because that means they got to stop. You know, when tide's in, dirt's out, right? All that BS got to come to a screeching halt. They got to stop that fantasy line and all that BS. They got to stop it right there. It's all real, you see? But everybody can't handle the truth, you understand?
That's right.
Why they don't want to listen?
That's right.
Hey, I just want to introduce myself.
Yes.
My name is Bryson Reed. I'm from Marietta, Georgia.
Glad that you're here, Bryson. Bless your heart. Everybody, welcome Bryson home, family, please.
Welcome home, son.
Bryson.
Welcome
home, son.
Stay close.
We love you.
Thank you. Welcome home.
We love you. Stay close.
All right, Bryce.
Welcome home, brother.
What's your first? Thank you. Thank you all. Bless you. What's your first question, son?
I was wondering, when I'm trying to talk to the Most High, how do I distinguish between my head voice and God's voice?
You'll learn to make a distinction between them as time passes. You do it all the time, right? And you know the difference because when you're undecided about something, whether you're going to go to the movie or not, or you're going to go to work, and the other voice tells you, no, Joe is gone home. Now it's time you slip over to his house and try to mess with his woman, right? And you go back and forth. You go back and forth in your mind because you have free will until one, like the devil on one shoulder, the angel on the next, until ultimately the final decision rests with you, right?
Right.
But if your friend hears you, and because you get to arguing inside so intensely, you start speaking audibly outside, and you say, "Man, who you talking to in there?" And you laugh and confess, "You caught me. I'm in here talking to myself." Remember that?
Right.
Okay. The point I'm making, Vice, is that you know when you're talking to yourself. But the focus is when you tune into the reality that that's God giving you the good advice and telling you to do the right thing, right? And it's your lower carnal mind that's telling you to just do whatever you think pleases you regardless of who you hurt. You follow me?
I follow.
That's how you tell. God is the good voice.
Thank you.
I love you.
I love you too.
Yeah.
Was the first rebellion 6,000 years ago, or did they have some before that?
Before that, because you had 2 times that there was war in heaven, the angels were cast down. The first time, it was done by Tanush. He was the head angel that rebelled against the words of the Most High, and he took down 2/3 of the angels with him, right? But he was a powerful reptilian, but I took his head off. But before that happened, there was a Anunnaki woman named Melita that was sitting under a tree, and Tanush walked up and raped her. She was disagreeable herself. And that child that was born, they named Iblis. You follow me? And he was a devil too, but not nearly as powerful as his father. And he convinced 210 angels to follow him and be cast down. But 10 of them prayed to the Most High for forgiveness, and they went back. So only 200 were cast down to earth. Are you following me? In the second fall. But there was war in heaven, and you can see that in many places on earth, like in India, where they have all these overthrown cities and places like Pumapuku. They have all these giant blocks weighing 70 tons apiece and all that, hundreds of tons, and they look like they're scattered around like Tinker toys from a little child playing, right? That was nuclear bombs when there was wars in heaven, right? And in those battles, those fallen angels lost both times, and they were driven underground, into caverns underground. So you can read about it in the Holy Tablets, about some beings that are underground in caverns in Shambhala and Agartha. You follow me? But what it is these beings, these reptilians, now because they're rebellious, they done talk themselves into coming back up because they think that the surface belongs to them. And so they want to overthrow the surface dwellers and take over the world again. So they want to create a new world order. Do you understand? And so these demons are trying to overthrow the truth. They're trying to take lies and overpower the truth. And evil, they make that fair seeming. So automatically they make good seem evil. You follow me? You can feel their presence. Sure. They're here. They were downstairs with Zarbi calling him a nigger. You follow me? Everywhere they go, they create hell and misery. These are demons. Right.
What about the people on Saturn? Like,
what about the people that's what now? Say it again.
The people on Saturn, are they devils? And if so, like...
Okay, what it is at the Noah's flood, many of them took flight and went back to a moon that orbits around Saturn called Titan, but it too has 6 letters in it. And its atmosphere is methane and ammonia. And some of them are still there, but many came back. But they broadcast negative information and thoughts on big transmitters from Titan to the dark side of the moon. And they have a big transmitters there that they turn toward the earth and beam all that negative thoughts and things down to the earth into the minds of people that don't have a psychic self-defense. So that it's constantly playing, just like all the channels on your TV, whether you have the TV off or on one channel. That's people keep talking about, they hear something talking to them, they hear voices and different things in their mind. That's the devil talking to them, giving them evil suggestions. And it's become as rust upon their hearts. And when they get inspired with these evil thoughts, they think to themselves that that's my thoughts. I'm thinking that. I know what's going on. You don't think I know, but I know what's happening. You know what the devil telling you, nigga. Right?
Sure. All right.
Abu,
Yes.
I got a question.
I'll do my best.
Okay, when we get back to heaven, paradise, will there be any more wars? Balance?
No. No more battles, no more hunger, no more thirst, no more pain, no more aging, no more sickness, no more death. No more fear, for the former things will have passed away. What earth won.
We'll be over this.
That's right.
Thank you.
I love you. And remember that's a spiritual realm. That's why I keep pushing you all spiritward. Because the only way that you won't experience pain or sickness or hunger or death is if you're in the spirit. Remember when you every night you leave your body as a spiritual whole life being, and you travel and you do things in your sleep. Sometimes many of you don't remember the dreams when you were traveling and talking to people, but it happens every night. Every time your physical brain and body shuts down, your spirit that never sleeps or never dies or ages, it raises up in vibration. And that part of you that belonged to God that he blew into your nostrils, it'll raise up in vibration and go to the bottom of your spinal column and start raising up that Jacob's ladder like a light past all your chakras and planes and seats. When it passes the laryngeal seat and the lotus breastplate and the pineal gland, it goes every night into the temple up to that crown mold at the top of your head. Again, you have a thin, transparent, hollow tube called an etheric tube attached to the top of your head. It's transparent and hollow, no bigger than a thread. And that light sits there and causes it to raise up in vibration. It makes that opening expand like a woman dilating to give birth. And then the real you, the spiritual you of God that's inside of the temple, goes up into the mouth of that tube into the tunnel. Right? And for those of you that are transforming into spiritual disciples, that light could raise up during the day while you woke. Right? And people see a light around you light up like Jesus and Mary in them. Because that light is half in your head and half out. And it makes you seem like you have a light, a crown, and become illuminated or enlightened. Are you following me? That's what that aura is. That's the inner light inside of you when it raises up, and then it goes halfway out your head and halfway on top, and it gives you the appearance of a crown around your head. And people around me have seen that. And then it travels all the way out of you into that hollow tube, and you travel all around. And people that say they see falling stars and different things like that, they've seen a lot of men and women that's traveling around the earth plane, going and visiting people, and it's really people. Are you following me? Not falling stars.
Cool.
This is Anukas. That light that I is talking about, I actually saw that one night. He and I were sitting out in the yard, and all of a sudden, I saw this really, really bright light illuminate from his whole body, his torso, part of him, because we were sitting down. And I said, Amun, your whole body is lit. It's just lit up. So he said, where's Harry? Harry had gone inside the house. But he came out the house right while I was still sitting this night. And I said, Harry, look at Amun and tell me what you see. I didn't say anything. And he said, I see a bright light shining all the way around him.
I bear witness to that.
That's right. And that light is inside of all of you, right? But a lot of people will bury that light,
Right.
and they ignore that light. In the same way, when God is inside of you and telling you, don't eat that pig foot or don't do nothing ugly to somebody, and you just say, I'm a grown man, I can drink this or eat whatever I want, and I'll stick pins in that nigga if I want. I'm grown. I'll steal. As long as nobody catch me, it's all right. Now, that's that carnal part talking. So what it is, they let that voice of God grow as rust upon their hearts, right? Because they were being told by God what to do and what not to do ever since they were little children. But the fire children, that's the name of them, fire children, they've learned to ignore God until it's become like a weak, small, in the back. They don't hardly hear that voice no more. All they hear is the carnal voice of the devil that's arguing with God. Do you understand? They don't hear the voice of God anymore.
Sure.
They forgot about that. They done turned it off and ignored it so much, it has become as rust upon their hearts. They believe and think whatever the hell they want to. You follow me? So those people are not looking for the real truth, not the real truth. What they're looking for is confirmation of their already preconceived erroneous beliefs. You hear me? And whoever the yes man is, that's the church or whatever it is, the synagogue that they're going to go to, right? Whoever tells them that it's okay to eat pork and gamble and have 7 wives and smoke and drink, whatever, and gamble, well, that's their church. I found my church home. So what they're doing is they're not creating an image and likeness of God. They're trying to create a God in their image and likeness. Are you following me?
Sure.
Like the white man. So when he feels he's the outcast, he gonna just go ahead and paint God white in his image and likeness. He gonna go to Egypt and take all them black statues and things and break the nose and lips off them and color them white. You understand?
That's right.
He's trying to create God in his image and likeness.
Mm-hmm.
Right. They want God to be just like them and think like them. That's why the Bible is so much full of war and murder and rape and all that, and eating people. Because that's their book. And in Christianity, they always thinking like God gonna destroy the devil, but he never will. In their religion, because in their religion, God is the devil.
Right. That's right.
You hear me, Trump?
That's right.
They're not against God, because they're not against the devil.
That's right. They keep them evil in religion.
That's right. But if they're evil too, that's all right with them. That's normal to them.
Yeah, they keep them equal in the religion.
That's right. Right. They like the way he think now. You see?
Yeah.
Yeah, he all right with them. That's my boy. That's Billy. He's all right with me. Ha. He all right.
Yeah.
I know he's all right. He ain't all right to me. I can't stand him.
All right.
Yeah.
Diesel.
Murdering, blowing up ships and murdering people and doing all this, everything. Everything except something right. stealing and locking up good people and letting all the bad ones free. I hear you. Right. He's your boy. Well, I know who you are now, nigga. You cloaking for Satan. You are Satan.
What about the million light workers?
What about the what now?
The million light workers. How do we get them in here? Like, you know?
Oh, I've sent for them. They already here. And they're coming more and more every day. We shifting the balance. Don't worry. We all working. And all of you that are with me, that have posted up these posts all over the world without making excuses, you are those light workers. The primary main ones. Disciples of the Lamb. But if you're not supporting the group financially or on the internet and trying to bring people to class, or you don't feel responsible for you don't feel like you're your brother's keeper, you're not really with us. You just here. Like a devil stealing a hearing. Like a poly at the door, you're stealing a hearing. You follow me?
Tour.
Yes.
This is Jasmine. I have a spiritual experience.
Very good.
My spiritual experience is it was like how earlier you was talking about like dealing with like energy wise and stuff like that. So like,
let me ask you, did you get the energy capsules I sent you?
Yes, I have.
You still have some?
Yeah, because I got my package like late, so yeah, I still have some.
Do they help you when you're tired?
Oh yes, they help a lot.
Very good. Okay, go ahead.
So I've been in the South for basically the whole winter time. I remember, because right now I'm an owner-operator. I remember last year as a company driver, I was up north sometimes during the winter, and I remember like how I really hated it. And I remember when I told myself I'll be a owner-operator, like I'll never be like up in the north, I'll never be up in the north and deal with like the type of weather and stuff like that. And kind of just fast forward now and like just experience like very like nice weather, like nothing terrible like up in the north. I was on the phone with my mom and I thought like, because I didn't experience like any bad like winter weather, like I didn't know or think that the winter season was like terrible. And then I talked to my mom this morning and she's like, yeah, it's terrible out here. And then I came to a realization, like, because I'm not experiencing it or I'm like not seeing it or anything like that, that's like the example how you made of like, not being in that vibration or having that energy level of dealing with like anything negative.
That's right.
So, yeah, that was my spiritual experience that I wanted to share.
Very good. That was wise of you to see that. Very good. Let me ask you all a question. Who here knows what crib death is?
I do.
It's SIDS.
I heard of it.
Sudden infant death syndrome.
Oh, Dave, can you tell me what it is in Canada? Crib death. Or what your idea of it?
Yeah, isn't that SIDS? Child dies in their sleep.
Yeah, babies die. Do you wake up and the baby's dead?
Yes.
Yeah,
they call it crib death.
Yes.
But would you all like to know what it really is?
I would.
Yes.
All right. Well, see what it is. Yeah. Women ovulate eggs, and men, they ejaculate sperm like little tadpoles, right? And sperm is really semen, which is blood, right? And your body has antibodies. Men and women have antibodies, so anything that's not part of your system is rejected by your system. Even a splinter. If you get a splinter in your finger, if you don't do nothing, after a while your body will work it out. You understand? So if you if you're a twin and your twin brother or sister give you a kidney, you got to keep taking antibodies to keep your body from injecting it, because your antibodies will attack and kill that kidney because it's foreign to your body. Do you understand? So naturally, when a man ejaculates on a woman, that semen is foreign to her body. And what do our antibodies do to that semen as soon as it comes in? They attack, like an army. They run after to try to kill him. But every now and then, in a normal ejaculation, you have 777,777. Yes. 777,777,777 normal sperms. Those antibodies will kill all of them, but every now and then, one of them is faster and outswims it and gets to reach the egg, right? And they go into the egg, and when they go into the egg, which is her body, the antibodies, they stop right there. They won't attack that egg, so the sperm can develop into a child. You understand? But every now and then, a sperm will get halfway in, right? And then the antibodies can't kill the whole sperm, but they attack just the tail. So the sperm wiggles on into the egg, but it's contaminated, right? And then when the baby is born, the antibodies that's infected the sperm start overtaking it, and finally it overtakes the baby, and one after they keep multiplying, and that's what kills the baby in his sleep. And doctors don't know what it is, so they just call it crib death, but the crib don't kill nobody. Now you know what it is, right?
That's right.
Say it again.
Amun.
Thank you.
Yes. Yeah, that's true.
Amun.
Amun.
Yes.
Are you saying the sperm is a foreign invader?
What did she say?
Are you saying the sperm is a foreign invader?
Yeah, male sperm is an invader to your body, just like a blood transfusion from somebody that's a stranger. What I'm saying is that, listen, and even if you had an identical twin sister and she donated a kidney to you, your antibodies would attack her kidney because she's not you. You still would have to take antibiotics to keep the antibodies from attacking her kidney inside your body. You understand?
Yes.
The only way you could take a kidney without being under attack is if you took it from your clone, because your clone is you.
Oh,
that's right.
Okay. So
that's
the
right.
real...
And all of you have 7 clones, and we have 9 clones.
So the real clones are successful in conceiving, but you're saying that
we have 9 clones. All of you have 7 clones.
Yeah. Are you saying the 2 clones are we're not capable of conceiving with our true self, within our true self?
Well, you got to have a fast swimmer, that's all, right?
Huh?
Because all of you here in this world, you were sperm once, but I don't know if you outsmarted your brothers and sisters, or you tripped them, or you outran them, or outswim them, but you made it, and you left all the rest of them behind. You follow me?
That's right.
They got it. But life is like when you go to the Grand Canyon and somebody put a chain across from one side to the other, and every link is one of your ancestors or one of your family members. You're at the end of time, so you're the last link in the chain. And all your brothers and sisters back there that you left behind, all them dead sperms, they saying, come on, brother. Come on, sister. You can make it. Just try. Reach out. You can make it. Because if you make it to the other side, you'll be a bridge for all of them to come. But if you fail, you don't just fail for yourself, you fail for all of them too.
So we become, if we have children, that means we become immune. That's why we...
Say it again.
What I'm saying is that means that we become immune to have immunity with giving birth, so it doesn't affect us, our children.
What doesn't affect them?
No. When you said that the baby died because of the fight against the sperm.
Yeah, the ones that don't make it to the egg, they die. Right? The antibodies kill them.
Yes. So yeah, I don't really get that bit.
All of the children that you had, all the children that you gave birth to, and they made it. But all their millions of brothers and sisters didn't. You hear me?
Okay.
I wanted to tell y'all about how women can create children without men too, but it's 10:25. We need all you all to step outside and move stars and perform miracles and exercise your spiritual muscles. Tell me what you see right now, wherever you are.
Right now it's snowing in New York.
Okay, do you see anything in the sky? The moon or stars?
No. Just plain, no, not yet, because it's covered. Overcast.
All right. You see clouds?
Overcast.
Okay. We're going to make those clouds move to the left in the name of Amun-Rayay. Watch them. Move to the left in the name of the Messiah. You see? That's right. And you do greater things than this before it's over. You hear me, X-Man? Wakanda? Black Panther? You hear what I'm saying?
Wow.
That's right.
I love that.
Man will one day do greater things than I. What else do you see, fellas and sisters out there?
I see one star.
Okay, and where you located?
I'm in the Netherlands, Eindhoven.
In Maryland? Okay.
The Netherlands.
Oh, the Netherlands. Okay. We're going to make that star raise up in the name of the Messiah right now. Raise up in the name of Amun-Rayay.
It's going.
Now we're going to make it drop down.
Dropping down.
Yeah. You see it in the Netherlands? Now we're going to make it go clockwise in a circle.
Yeah, it's going.
I love you.
Yeah, it's going. Yeah, it's going.
Yeah.
Oh, yo.
Isn't that a wonderful thing? And you're going to do more than that one day. Look, I love you all. Write testimonies about what you experienced in class and send them to me and support the mission. And please bring the people to class. We have to wake up 144,000 before 2030, and we're running out of time. I love you all. Nietzsche Authority, Amun-Rayay Asa, servant to the 144,000. Peace.